channel. This is Brian with Team JTRSPARTACUS, and we are headed to Keystone 4x4, and we'll use the power of video magic to get there faster. It's about an hour from my house, hour and 15 minutes from my house, but we'll be there the next thing, so we'll just snap our fingers and be there. Shop looks pretty packed today. Keystone 4x4 to get the Centerforce clutch installed. Hopefully this is out of the way enough. So we'll go inside and talk to Mike.
So I got a couple pictures from Mike at Keystone. Just some basic stuff. You can see here the stock clutch removed in the master cylinder. That took a little while to get bled. And of course here you can see it separated. The flywheel removed, the stock clutch removed, and then the Centerforce flywheel installed. And then finally all the pressure plate and everything brought back together. And so the Centerforce setup is a lot simpler than the stock twin disc. More on that later.
Initial driving impressions coming back from Keystone 4x4 with a new Centerforce clutch, and I reset the mileage, so don't pay any attention to that right now. But my initial feel is, I don't know if you can see this or not, this is gonna be very hard to tell, but the take up is much sooner. That's probably gonna be a mess to actually see that, but the engagement point is much lower. So the stock clutch was very high and it was very vague, and it did get better with age, but it was never great. This one has a little bit more effort, the Centerforce one, but it engages much sooner and much more positively. When I first backed out of the Keystone 4x4, I put it in reverse and started to let go and didn't give it any gas, and it just backed up on its own with no gas input. So that's a big win, I think. We're going to see how this does in some more testing and stuff, but I've only driven like 2 miles. The initial impressions is definitely got a little bit more pressure, a little bit more clutch effort required, but it's not excessive. But it has a much better engagement point, much lower and more positive. That's my initial impressions. And so we'll see how this works as break-in. We're gonna take it easy on it for a little while, and then we'll try off-roading and towing. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. So headed home on the new Centerforce clutch, and noticeable improvement in sort of engagement. There's no chatter. I'm on a big hill behind a truck, going slow, and my old clutch would kind of chatter a little bit when I left it in third gear and sort of just chugged up a hill. Centerforce clutch seems like it's a much more positive engagement. So that's something. Gas mileage, I'm averaging about 17. I'm not doing great right now because I'm going up a hill in third gear, but you can see this is a big hill, the truck's going slow and the traffic's going slow. So overall, it seems pretty good. I've probably done about 50 miles now, and this clutch definitely seems beefier overall, so I'm pretty happy with it. So the prevailing opinion is that the heavier Centerforce flywheel is going to cost you some miles per gallon. This is my initial drive, 17.7. That's better than what I got driving up there, and that's about what I probably would have got on the stock setup. So I'm not, unhappy with that. So overall, pretty good so far. I mean, that's just an initial drive. We'll track it, see how it is. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Brian with Team JTRSPARTACUS. And today we're gonna do the Centerforce clutch test. This is part 2. You remember earlier the stock clutch actually stalled when it was on this hill. I'll put a side-by-side up so you can see it. And now we're gonna try out the Centerforce clutch. It's gonna be in 4-wheel drive low, first gear, no gas, just ease off the clutch and the brake and see if it'll climb a 20-degree hill. So stick around. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thanks. Part 2 here with the Centerforce clutch. I am no gas, not giving it any throttle. I'm just gonna put it in gear and ease out this 20% grade hill, and we'll see what happens with the Centerforce clutch. So, and we'll have the comparison, and we'll show you the side-by-side. So I'm gonna just real easy off the gas, there we go. So we're going nice and slow, super slow, like a mile an hour. And this is the Centerforce, not giving it any gas. It's going literally 1 mile an hour up this 20-degree hill. And it just did it. So the stock one stalled there, and we're just continuing. And it's just going nice and steady. I'm at about 900 RPMs or so, and it's just getting it. So there you have it. The Centerforce clutch seems to get us up the hill with no problem. Both my feet are on the floor. So there you have it. All right, so we're gonna try something else with Centerforce clutch in second gear, 4-wheel drive low, and we're gonna give it a try up this hill and see what happens and see if it stalls. So I'm not gonna give it any gas. I'm just gonna ease off the brake and the clutch and see if second gear will take us up. It might. We'll see. Both my feet are on the floor. It's a little faster, of course, going like 2 miles an hour, maybe 2. See, this is probably a true test in second gear, where the stock clutch failed in first gear and 4-wheel drive low. The Centerforce is carrying us up, maintaining that 900 RPM. So it seems like that heavier flywheel really gets you going. I guess the extra inertia just keeps you going and keeps you above that stall point. So that's kind of, you know, both feet on the floor. Hopefully you can see. Both feet on the floor. There's what we're doing. And so there you have it. Centerforce clutch. Pretty cool.
So my verdict is Centerforce clutch is awesome, and it's a worthwhile investment. Thanks for watching. See you on the trails.